Good morning, party people. I got a new tool cart maybe a few months ago. They were on sale, $100 off, and I figured why not? I picked one up. I wasn't really planning on buying one of these things. It's a Harbor Freight 6-drawer, but $500, I figured why not? I also just kind of really like this color. It's this cool purple color. So I sold my Husky double bay that I had in another video, and I got this thing. It's a little skinnier, and I also put my tools in my shed. Before they were kind of inside my house, which was really awkward, but I was able to kind of cram everything I owned tool-wise into this cart. So I was kind of surprised I was able to do that, and it's a lot more space efficient actually than that old Husky was. So I'm gonna do a new toolbox tour. I have a bunch of new stuff too. It's been like 5 years since I kind of last went over everything. So let's go ahead and get into this. I've got a bunch of stuff on this lid. I never really close this because it just stays in my shed locked up. But I've got my old ratchet, my old Craftsman ratchet. I got a Streamlight. I got a Matco 1/4 inch, my 10 flex. I got one of these trim tools. I saw a bunch of other people using them, and actually pretty sick. My old Craftsman slip joints, some vice grips, needle nose, bent needle nose, some dikes. Got some of these stupid little Nipex baby pliers. They're kind of dumb. I bought them online when I was drinking too much. I got a couple magnets down here, my old trusty Craftsman screwdrivers. I got a no-name mini pry bar, a wild pick, old school Cornwell panel tool, and a Mac scraper. I got my old long pattern Mac wrenches that I've had forever. My gray pneumatic swivels on this nifty magnet rail. I got some old gear wrench picks. I got this big ass Craftsman screwdriver that I kind of use as a pry bar. Got this cheap Pittsburgh pry bar. A buddy of mine gave me this. It's a snap-on extra long screwdriver. Found it under the hood of his truck after he had some work done. Use it as a stethoscope. I got an old school nostalgia Craftsman USA pry bar that I bought like 20 years ago. A couple of the Walmart Hyper Tough pry bars. This stupid thing actually comes in handy sometimes. Axle nut sockets. I got some, still got these like Pep Boys 1/2 inch drive deep impacts. A couple of these axle nut sockets. This is just all random stuff back here. Extra 3/8 sockets, adapters, wobbles. You know, you see what I'm talking about. An extra 10. These are SAE wobbles back here. They're all Craftsman USA for the most part. And then some SAE hex sockets. Moving up to this row, we got snap-on shallow 1/2 inch. And then we got the bigger 12-point snap-on 1/2 inch. These are some old school Craftsman USA 12-point 1/2 inch chrome whatever sockets. These are snap-on 3/8 deep 12-point. I bought them that way. It was the mid-2000s. It wasn't that weird back then to get 12 points. These are my shallows. These are the metric hex sockets, a couple of spark plug sockets, a magnet 10, and an impact 3/8 extension. This is Craftsman 1/4 inch sockets, deep and shallow. This is a new set. Actually just bought pretty recently. I've already gotten a lot of use out of them. This is a mid-depth 3/8 impact socket set from Capri. I was kind of tired of using my 3/8 impact on my chromes, so I figured with some impacts that are 3/8. Those are nice depth. Then I got some, all my picks and tiny screwdrivers. Let's keep on this little magnet over here. Various brands. I got some GIS screwdrivers because I work on a lot of Hondas. These are the Vessel brand. Pretty nice. And then this is kind of my new junk drawer since the US General cart doesn't really have a junk drawer. I just put this little tray here, put random crap here. Got mirror, markers, Honda Bond, battery terminal cleaner, razor blades, box cutter, you know, whatever. This side is SAE, mostly Craftsman, nothing exciting there. SAE Craftsman, 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch, deep, shallow. This is actually a Genius set, I almost forgot. Genius, Canadian company. We got an oil filter wrench. We got some random big sockets over here. This is an impact driver. Genius also. Torx, a tamper-proof Torx set. Got my feeler gauges, spark plug gappers. This is just a little box I got. I just put random 1/4 inch stuff. I don't use that often. Weird sockets, extra extensions, tiny breaker bar, 1/4 inch Torx. I got my extensions here. These are just kind of a mess right now, but 3/8 and 1/2 inch extensions all go right here. All different brands. I picked this up at a pawn shop. It's a 1/2 inch flex head snap-on ratchet. This is killer. I don't usually buy ritzy stuff like this, but it was like $100. $100 for this and some other stuff. $50 for that. You'll see later. It was like just a crazy deal. And then I still have my 1/2 inch Harbor Freight breaker bar, a random cheap ratcheting screwdriver, carbide scraper. The rest of my ratchets. I'm not one of those dudes that has like a million ratchets, but I got this old Craftsman flex head. I got this SK round head, 1/2 inch. Sorry, my voice is quiet. I kind of have a sore throat. This is a long, like 18 inch snap-on. This was at that same pawn shop. This was $100, so I went for it. Long 1/2 inch flex head. This one I've had for a while. This was a Cornwell. I don't think it was in my last video though. Just a basic like 30 tooth Cornwell flex head. This is a Craftsman round head, fine tooth, nice ratchet. This is like a made in China stubby flex head. This is a, you know, whatever they call them, thumb wheel. It's my old Mac flex head, 1/4 inch that I've had forever. And my favorite 1/4 inch, this baby SK. Perfect for valve cover bolts, oil pan bolts, anything you don't want to strip. And then one of these, you know, driver, 1/4 inch driver with the spot splitter ratchet on the back. Let's party to the next drawer. I still have a lot of the same wrenches, but they're way more organized now. So I've got my old shorter SKs here. This set goes from 6, mostly SK, 6 to 24. And then on this side, I've got my Craftsman USA reversible ratcheting wrenches. I've got some line wrenches here. These are kind of like random. I put all of my kind of random extra metric stuff in here. I've got like a set of stubbies in here. You know, whatever, double box end, stuff like that. It's a skate tool. This is new since the last video. Got this at a swap meet for $100. One of these Icon double box end. You know, a million things in the title. Flex head double box end ratcheting wrench set. I've already used these a ton. They're pretty bitchin'. Just a adjustable wrench, old Craftsman crow's foot set, Allen keys, ignition wrenches. This is all my SAE stuff. I just throw it in one box again. I don't use it that often, but you know, around the house, homeowner stuff. Sometimes need SAE. working on bicycles, whatever. Pliers, hammers, and stuff that gets hit with a hammer all gets crammed into this drawer now. So we got, I got all my snap ring stuff here. Circlip, pliers. I don't know if I want to pull this out. It's kind of a pain. These tiny cutters here. I got new coolant hose cutoff pliers. They're Lang brand. I don't know if you can see them in there. I'll pull one out. I got everything really crammed in here, but it does all fit. Lang, these are new. These are killer. I was really tired of those plastic ones. They never really worked that good. I'm just gonna leave those there. I got some of those like chain whip vice grips, nice for holding like cam gear in place. Trying to do timing belt or take a cam gear off. This is a set of punches and chisels from Wild, whatever. Nice set, and then random chisels and punches, Craftsman, Dasco. This is for doing the bitch pin on a Honda Civic or Acura, whatever. If you know, you know. Some bolt cutters, random hammers, everything from Craftsman to Harbor Freight to Snap-on. Let's see, long pliers. I got the coolant hose ones. I got the needle nose, bent needle nose. I got my vice grip. What do you call these? Not tongue and groove, but you know what I mean. Water pump pliers. I got these. I thought they looked cool, but I just, to be fair, never really use them. But they were cheap, like 20 bucks for these. Plier wrenches everyone's been talking about. My old trusty channel locks, you know, the nut busters, the small channel locks, smaller needle nose and cutters, all my vice grips, mostly like either the Irwin or the Do It vice grips, brand vice grips, and then a couple pairs of Craftsman brand ones too. Got some linemen's, some slip joints. Thought I'd use these, but I don't. Like pistol grip, needle nose. These are my these are my trusty Nipex cutters. Using these for 20 years. Best cutters on the market. Excuse me. Good Lord. Are these broken? I'm tripping here. Alright, so I got these low profile, old school crescent. Nice for sway bar and links or something. Like low pro, get into tight spots. Small needle nose. I like these kind of cheap dull cutters for stripping wire easily. And coolant hose clamp pliers. Yeah. Got these like $2 flush cuts from Harbor Freight. And just the Made in China Black and Red Army. We got the impact driver. This is actually Milwaukee. Small gun. It came with, I almost forgot this. It came for free in my cordless ratchet set. It was $100 for that. And this cool little gun. Got the big 1/2-inch nut buster, cheap cutoff wheel, hammer drill. Actually just used to drill into some cement, random orbital, some drill bits, bit sets. And I got Blue Power drill bit set down there too, and random accessories there. Automotive tools, random drawer number 1. Some Mac tools, split beam, torque wrench that I've had for a long time. We got the straight edge down there and a ruler, a couple straight edges and a ruler. We got a Husky 3/8, Tecton 1/4 inch. Got my cheap scan tool, cheap Craftsman voltmeter that I bought like from Sears. One of these little soldering things that Sears sells. Remote starter switch. One of those heat guns. Dial indicator, and then the little magnetic base is somewhere. Torque angle gauge. One of these back probe kits for the money. Really sick. Extra wires and, you know, connectors, butt connectors, solder down there. Couple soldering irons. compression tester, vacuum gauge, test lights, real stethoscope, timing gun, one of these head gasket sets. I do own or my girlfriend owns a Subaru, so gotta have one of these. You put blue fluid you buy at the store in this, put it over the radiator fill neck, and if the blue fluid turns green, you got a blown head gasket, or you have combustion gases in the cooling system. Random automotive drawer 2. A lot of the stuff I didn't show last time because I was just starting to get bored by the end of the video. But we got a thread chaser kit, 3 jaw pullers. That's just like a more random hex and Torx sockets, mini files, precision screwdriver set. This is an SAE tap and die kit I kind of threw together. This is like a bearing and seal installer kit. I got a piston ring compressor. Gosh, making these videos is a lot more tedious than it looks. Oil filter, wrench, pickle, fork. Got a shaft seal puller, or seal, like cam seal, something that's around a shaft, front main seal. Coil spring compressors, valve lapper tools, more seal pullers. This is that bearing that goes to that dial indicator. This is a homemade tool I made for putting the rear trailing arm bushings into a Honda Civic or Acura, whatever. If you're just putting like a polyurethane insert, just put it in there around, big washers. Put that around the race, tighten it, pops the bushing in. Some brushes, more oil filter wrenches, homemade pulley tool. This is for ball joints and tie rod ends. I got a caliper compressor, drum brake set, but I don't use that often. I think this is, this is the valve adjustment tool for Hondas. And is that really it? I thought there was kind of more crap back here. Let's see if I can close this drawer now. With the magic, might have to be with the magic of editing. No, it's not bad. Okay. Oh, yeah, and this is just full of the inner tie rod tool attachments, and extra screwdrivers, extra interior tools, and window roller upper, removal tool, handle tool. Last drawer, we got the big metric tap and die set. In there is a AC manifold set. This is my old timing wrench from when I had a Nova with a small block in it. Got one of these ancient speed wrenches. I actually use this occasionally. Down there is like a sensor socket set from Gear Wrench. This is one of those cheap rivet guns from Doyle. Actually, it's pretty nice. And leak down test gauge set from Mr. Gasket. This is supposed to be a refrigerant leak detector, but I don't think it really works. But I don't know. I keep hoping that I can get it to work. And then AC system vacuum pump. That's it for the big box. I got my trusty Daytona jack here. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? I got my creeper, my cherry picker, my 3/8 cordless gun that I use all the time. I know Bauer's kind of cheap crap, but dude, look at that. Look at that thing. I've had this for 6 years, or however long they've been out. I kind of bought this right when they came out. It's still kicking. Most of the rest of this is homeowner stuff, yard work, whatever. Yeah, that's kind of it. This place is a mess, but that's what I got. All right, thanks for watching, y'all. It's 112 in Arizona, so I'm gonna go have a beer. Cowabunga.